traders at Access Bank say they expect money market rates to decline further as system liquidity remains strong. Constance Onyia, a fixed-income dealer at Access Bank, joins us on the line to discuss market activities in Nigeria's fixed income and Forex markets. Thank you so much, Constance, for your time today. So the Access Bank position is that you think that we could see further declines in rate. Does that reflect your expectation of even more liquidity coming to the market, or is it more of the liquidity that is at play now getting priced in, so to speak?
Okay, thank you, Wally, for having me. So for the money market, we opened with about 181 billion, and then we now had an additional maturity, OMO maturity of 57 billion to boost the liquidity. So this play that you're seeing is the liquidity that is in the system already, which will probably last us through this week. So we expect markets to remain bullish. So for the money market, we expect rates to cover around 4 and 5%, even though it closed at 6% and 6.5%. respectively on the OBB and overnight. So we expect this rates to close at about 5% by the end of the week. So for our foreign exchange markets, we've not seen any significant change, and markets have been quite active with CBN intervening at the bi-weekly interventions that they've been having. For the Treasury bills market, despite the 57 billion maturity that came into the system, we've seen that market has been stable for a while. But coming into this new month, we suspected that because it was month-end, market was a bit on the hot side and it was quiet. But today we've seen some bullish trend in the market because there's this liquidity in the system and investors are trying to reinvest their maturities, which they have. So it's been bullish kind of from today. And the OMO maturity has helped the system as well in terms of liquidity. So we've seen even on the bond space as well, it was bearish as at last week, and this was due to the fact that it was month end. But coming into this new month, because the auction is still 2 weeks ahead, we'll see some bullish trend across on the run bonds, which is the 2028, the 2036, and the 2050, which is currently trading at about 11.2, and then on the 2036 is trading at 12.3, and then 2050 is trading at 12.75, respectively. So we expect this trend, to last.
You spoke of some market activity relating to the month end, and of course this is the first trading day of a new month. What typically do we see in terms of activity that we can expect this week before the week runs out?
So like I said, we just expect a bullish trend. We don't have any auction coming up this week, and we don't have anything. We have NTB coming up next week, but between now and next week, we'll see people who have to reinvest these maturities, the liquidity they have at the moment. They need to fix it in some way. So we'll see maturities around the OMO 1 year trading at about 7.5 levels in the market. So we expect the bullish trend to last through this week.
All right, let's talk a bit about the Forex markets. And as you mentioned, we are seeing that the central bank has been quite consistent in its supply to the markets. Indeed, I understand that the Naira actually gained in I&E window recently. But we continue to see pressure in the parallel market. Do you think this is a bit of a new normal? Because I think some had suggested that once the central bank and the commercial banks were able to work out a way to make these payments for BTA and PTA available through the banks, that we should see some correction in the parallel market rate, but that hasn't happened yet.
So because I would just assume that it's still in the early stage and they're still trying to get their foot together. But at every point already, at every teller point, PTA and PTA has already commenced trading. Like they've already started setting people who are traveling on those activities. Eventually, it will come to term and the markets will be stable. But for now, it's just market reaction. Most of the times when you see initial reaction to news, is either if market remains where it is, it's bullish, it's bearish, but eventually it comes to stay stable.
All right, let's talk a bit about the bank more or less threatening to publish the names of defaulters, those who perhaps are fraudulently using the opportunity that the central bank is providing to deliver foreign exchange and using that to get foreign exchange illegally, so to speak. We've heard this before, and indeed, when foreign exchange is scarce, you expect this type of threats. What do you make of this, and how do you see things playing out?
Yeah, so it will just help the economy sit up a bit. It's quite true that people like to take advantage of wherever they see like new opportunities, and they want to just. We know FX has been like a bit of a challenge. That CBN is trying all it can do to make things stable, but all you just get is some fraudulent people on the side who try to take advantage of the situation. So right now, publishing names, it will be for the bank interest, it will be for the economy's interest, it will be for even CBN's interest. So people can know that, yes, it's a serious thing. We don't have to, I don't know, we don't have to be this aggressive when it comes to trying to use opportunity. If you're traveling, the CBN has said that you should go to a point where you could get PTA, and then you travel, and then you go ahead and you start looking for papers, forging papers. So it's in support by the banks as well, and it's a welcome development. So by the time, I know it's been done, there was a time, you're right, it was done at a certain point where they had to print out names at some point in time. Even staffs of banks were affected who were part of these deals. So right now, if they have even set you to know that this is what is going on, it's just probably would just help the economy to say, oh, okay,
Right.
we don't need to do this, and.